How can we live like this? We have no water and no electricity.
There are thousands of houses and small rooms like this right the way across Gaza now, where families have come together to try and seek shelter from the constant Israeli bombardment. And as you can see, the conditions are poor. There is no electricity and no water.
People in the Gaza Strip have long suffered from water shortages. The Israeli blockade means there isn't enough fuel to run water pumps. With many of the water stations destroyed, people are forced to rely on deliveries by trucks. Mahmoud fills his truck at Gaza City's biggest water station. 4 water truck drivers have already been killed doing his job since the conflict began.
I'm scared of driving because of the bombs, but I worry about the children and families who so desperately need water.
Mahmoud stops and fills a water container by a shop. Omar, who lives next door, rushes out with his bucket. He takes us with his brother into the family home. His father shows us his kitchen. They haven't had electricity or water for the last 4 days.
We can't live like this. Last night we left at 10 p.m. to find water under the bombs. There is nothing for the children to drink. We have many people in the house.
There are 28 people living here, including Azam, who's just a month old. The women of the house didn't want to be filmed. Saad buys 200 litres of water every day for about $7. Before the conflict started, it was half that price. His brother-in-law says the adults in the house haven't been able to shower for the last 4 days.
We are living in a catastrophe. There's little to show that we are alive. There's no water, no power. Dying would be better than this.
Donkey carts join the trucks to ferry water from home to home. I'm not afraid of the Israeli airstrikes, this boy tells me. Everywhere you go in Gaza, people crowd around water trucks to fill their containers, unsure of when the next delivery will come. Charles Stratford, Al Jazeera, Gaza.
Earlier we spoke to attorney Noura Erekath, who's an international human rights law professor at George Mason University. She says Israel is committing war crimes.
Israel remains the occupying power of the Gaza Strip and is therefore held or under the jurisdiction of the 4th Geneva Convention. And this all amounts to wanton destruction, to indiscriminate attacks, to disproportionate attacks at plain sight. At plain sight, one must ask, is this in fact proportionate to the military advantage that Israel has gained? And frankly, it is not. It is quite disproportionate, but there's something even worse. The direct targeting of civilians is never acceptable and is a war crime. The UN and other organizations have demonstrated that Israel has not only collaterally killed Palestinians, but has directly targeted them. This is indeed a war crime. The destruction that we're witnessing is of untold proportions and actually points out something much worse than carnage in warfare, but it demonstrates that Israel is in fact intending to re-enter the Gaza Strip on a permanent basis by foot with ground troops. That's indicated by the forced removal of now 240,000 Palestinians, the demolition of 5,000 homes, and the creation of a buffer zone that takes up 44% of an already tiny Gaza Strip. This amounts, Israel is attempting to concentrate the Palestinian population into tiny areas, similar to how it's concentrated the Palestinian population in the West Bank and discontiguous Bantustans. So in addition to the immediate war crimes, there's in warfare, there's the other question now of the war crimes that have to do with Israel abrogating its duty as the occupying power.
And you can keep up to date with all the developments in Gaza on our website. We have live blogs, analysis, videos and much more at aljazeera.com.